What is the Sir Wilfred Laurier Memorial?
The Sir Wilfred Laurier Memorial was a petition that the elders from the South Central Interior made to Sir Wilfred Laurier, who was at the time the Prime Minister of Canada. And they actually met down in Spence's Bridge, the elders from that time. And you see a picture here of the elders, the Petit and Kohitsa and John and Wilfred Laurier. But the thing is that you need to understand that at that time the Indian population was still fairly large in British Columbia relative to the non-native. Like BC was, I think, the only province in Canada that joined Confederation where the indigenous population was larger than the white population. BC was one of the only places that was like that. And back then, we did have a lot of problems with epidemics and that, but still fairly strong people. But it was the first time that the Indian people realized that the government was actually stealing the land on paper. And like when I talk about the British North America Act of 1867 being passed in England, that's the legislation that gave the Canadian government 99.8% of all our land, and we only got 0.2% of the land. See, that's stealing it on paper, because that paper was passed in London, England. It wasn't passed here in Canada. The British North America Act was never passed in Canada. It was passed in Great Britain, but it became Canada's constitution. That's what these elders realized in Spence's Bridge, is that the white people were stealing our land on paper, and they said, let us do a petition. And that's what a memorial is. It's a petition. They wrote up this petition. In one of the paragraphs they say in the petition is what I wrote here, typed out here. It says, we condemn the whole policy of the BC government toward the Indian tribes of this country as utterly unjust, shameful, and blundering in every way. That's what they were saying about BC, because it was the BC government that was doing all of the stealing of this land under the Constitution and saying that Native people had no land rights, they had no hunting rights, they had no fishing rights. They're the ones that were doing all of this stuff. And so that is the highest, as far as I'm concerned, the highest policy or legal decision by our people. And so it's actually contradictory to this reconciliation framework agreement. Yet in this reconciliation framework agreement, they do say that they're acting on behalf of the Laurier Memorial. So it's a bit of a contradiction, but it's our people that are putting the Laurier Memorial in here. But one of the interesting things is that the province allows the Indian bands to throw in the Laurier Memorial in the preface of the document and so forth. But it says in Article 20.8 of the Secwepemc Reconciliation Framework Agreement, it says clearly, and I just read to you, the province's acknowledgement of the importance of the Sir Wilfred Laurier Memorial in the Secwepemc does not reflect the province's position on the matters described in that document. So they're just basically belittling that document through this provision. So despite the fact that the Indians got to put in the province by that one provision, and the document actually throws the document back out. So it becomes more window dressing than it becomes actually importance, and it actually really reflects, that provision 2020 actually really reflects what the chiefs were saying in 1910. Don't trust the province, they're a bunch of snakes. You need to condemn them because they're unjust, shameful, and blundering. Anyways, that's what I have to say.